Hey Soul Family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at the Venus retrograde in Leo that is happening between the 22nd of July up until September the 3rd. This is big energy happening, and I wanted to help guide you through your tarot readings on how to deal with that energy. What's going to happen? How is it going to affect your relationships and your life? And what is your guidance specifically to go through this period with a lot of growth and to grow and to avoid anything that may feel bad along the way, you know? Retrograde is energy that is not always easy, but there is a lot of growth that happens during that time. So let's see what your guidance is and what is the best way to go through that energy. Right, let me introduce your piles to you. For pile number 1, you have the ocean Jasper in the shape of a moon. And this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, you have the Sodalite in the shape of a pyramid. And this is what your crystal looks like. And for pile number 3, you have the Amazonite heart. And this is what your crystal looks like. All right, so take a look at these 3 piles that are present for you here today and see which one or ones you're the most drawn to. This or these will be the piles for you here today. As I always say, if you feel drawn to more than one pile or maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It is your magic that always guides you and leads you to the right readings. So let it lead the way freely. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the ocean Jasper in the shape of a crescent. And today we're taking a look at Mercury retrograde. We're seeing how it's affecting your relationships and your life. And so what is your guidance during that time? Whoa, so you have Temperance, right as we said guidance. So that's a key card right there. Okay, so your tarot deck is shuffled. We'll be taking one card from each of these oracle decks. I'll be taking this one. And then we'll be taking that one. And finally, I feel this one. We'll be taking this one. Okay, so what do you have, my dear pile number 1? Okay. Let's keep your tarot deck right here. You have the heart chakra with grief. You have Shakuni's grudge. That's an interesting epic story here. Be careful, right? That's why you have Temperance, okay? And you have clear away old energies. I see now what may go wrong and how to go smoothly over this energy. Right, really interesting. It is Venus retrograde in Leo after all, so do expect yourself to be, perhaps that's present in your energy here, to be tempted to maybe even go overboard sometimes because of your ego. And that's what we see with Shakuni's grudge here, which I'll talk to you about in a second. But first, let's explore your tarot cards. So you have the Eight of Wands. You have the Three of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Wands, which obviously was meant to come first. You have the Two of Pentacles. Ooh, la la. Okay. It is like irritating energy, I believe, with the cards moving like that. You have the Six of Pentacles. I'll take 3 more cards. There we go. And we'll keep it to the side. I saw this one, I kind of like saw a bit of it, so I'm gonna take it. Five of Pentacles. Oh, I think we're meant to fill out this part. Five of Pentacles. You have the Five of Swords, 2 fives. It is going to be a bit challenging, but I have a lot of great news as well for you. So let me show you. The Sun card, Leo card. You also have Strength. Exactly. And you have the Death card. So this is going to lead to big transformations, obviously. You know, with you putting some people behind, making new friends, making huge transformation within your connections with others, big educated decisions, like there are discussions going on here on how to collaborate with each other in a more efficient way. Where do we begin? Look, I see a message here. So I think there's some form of message or communication, that's the Eight of Wands as well, that is quickly coming to you that may enrage you, because I believe it's going to feel absolutely unfair. And right away, speaking of guidance, you are meant to clear away this energy as soon as you get it. That does not mean not deal with the situation, which we'll talk about here. It means don't get your emotions that elevated. Why? Because you have the Shakuni's grudge here, and the Shakuni's grudge one day led to the infamous Mahabharata war that you may know about in Indian history. So what happened here? So Shakuni came from good intentions, actually. He had a sister whom he loved very much. He was someone who was devoted to his family. And so someone from the Kuru clan wanted to push or force his beautiful sister to marry a blind king. I cannot remember exactly what his name was. And they kept pushing it so far until they created this war where they tortured the Shakuni family. They starved them, they killed many of them, and Shakuni really took this to heart. He survived this whole situation, but I believe he twisted his own leg to permanently remember that he has to take the rights of his family back. So we see he comes from a good place. He loves his family, he's devoted to his family, and wants to take the rights back. Now, long story short, he put up the Kauravas against the Pandavas and got them into a game of dice where they went against each other, which ultimately led to the Mahabharata war. And so this whole situation not only ruined the Kuru clan, but it ruined himself, it ruined his sister, the nephews, the Kauravas, and himself as well, and all of the people he loved. And so you can see where this is going right there. A message or some form of communication may hurt a little bit or a lot. It may feel unfair. It may make you feel in pain with all of this grief here. And you see the dog, it's the same energy of being loyal. It's because you're so loyal to someone or something, or maybe you feel like you were loyal to these people. And so it's going to bring a lot of rage and anger, where with the Five of Swords, it leads to, it's either I'm winning or I lose. And so it's like you're very angry now, you want to take revenge, and it's like there's blindness here. Nothing is standing in your way, and you're going to do what is necessary to step on anyone that's going to challenge you and win. And while that may feel amazing temporary or in the moment, it may lead to long-term losses for everyone, that especially with the people you're connected with, that you don't want. Perhaps with the death card here, this may result in ending permanently important relationships in your life. And with all of this rage, temporary, you may feel like, yeah, let's get rid of all these relationships, I don't care. But how you communicate will have a huge effect during this Venus retrograde. It may actually, because of some action or the other, permanently end connections that you would have never thought would end. So be very careful on how you tread with this energy, my dear pile number 1. Ask yourself things during that time. If you have every right to feel angry, but are you going to hold on to these grudges and constantly remind yourself and re-anger yourself with these emotions? Or are you going to take these emotions and think of better ways to collaborate with others and communicate effectively with others, because you have books here on how to do things much better than next time? Do you have the right to communicate what you feel? Absolutely. The reading is not talking about the communication. In fact, the first card that you have is the 8 of Wands, communication. Communicate in an organized way. So it's not about communication due to grief. It's about how you manage these emotions and how you manage your communication with others during that sensitive time, or a time where everyone's egos may be inflated or sensitive, where you don't want to go against each other, especially with the Kauravas and the Pandavas. These are cousins, so you don't want to take things so far. You have connections that are dear to you, that are important to you for one reason or the other, and so you want to take your rights. You want to put a firm boundary without really ending or ruining important connections that mean a lot to you in your heart, causing long-term grief. This may cause a long-term imbalance to your heart chakra. So you want to tread with a lot of balance and care during that time. Do you see how this person is treading with balance? In fact, when I said guidance, as you can see, that's the first card that popped out. So in order to be able to apply that, it's easier said than done. Your reading here is giving you the key. Clear away old energies. You don't want to hold on to, you want to release grudges for your own sake, not release how you think about it or how you feel about it, but you don't want to feel intensely about it. What you want to do is to calm down and to push away any thoughts of extreme anger, extreme frustration, extreme lack of not knowing what to do, all these extremes. You want to tone it down in your heart first. You want to calm down before you make any communications that you would regret later on. Because with the 5 of Pentacles, like I showed you, it may lead to losing important connections in your life. Because later on with the 6 of Pentacles, maybe they have done something that wasn't right at all and they should be stopped. But with the 6 of Pentacles, you will also be reminiscing over the wonderful things you had and all the other areas in your life where things are balanced and good. They may be generous in so many things. And if you are able to put like a boundary, strong boundary, before you decide to end this relationship, it would be beneficial and much better. If you set boundaries and you feel like they're not respecting you, then yeah, then you would be happy letting go of these connections, and it wouldn't hurt you or make you reminisce over them for the rest of your life. And so, your true message here, my dear pile number one, is to really tread with balance before you take energy, before you take any actions. Release grudges, release anger, release any form of extreme emotion, and try to only get back to communication when you're calm and you've thought about it very well. This way you're more organized in how you educate others on what is permissible and what is not when it comes to your boundaries and how they deal with you, what is allowed, what is not allowed, and what's the best form for all of you to communicate your emotions together or communicate your needs or your wants together. This way, you'll form a better way in collaborating and communicating with others, these people, and you'll form better loyalty bonds, you'll form more love between you rather than losing them altogether. So balance, balance, balance all the way. It starts with your inner self before you release it to the outside. My dear pile number one, and with the Sun card, you absolutely have the strength to do that. And believe it, especially during that time. It is in Leo, so make use of that energy. Instead of using it in the shadow, use it in the light. Make use of this time where you're ready for growth, you're ready for strength, and you'll surprise yourself with how strong you are and how you're able to deal with situation in a more cerebral, calm, and poised way. And your effectiveness and how to set strong boundaries between you and others, where you are, with you being on top. That's how the Seven of Wands is always depicted, being on a higher plateau. That tranquility and calmness and balance will put you in a higher position, or in a more fortunate position, in a higher plateau, in a better position to be able to deal with everyone else, because at that time maybe everyone else is enraged. So you being balanced during that time with everyone else feeling irritated, remember how the cards were moving, will put you at a great advantage of having them listen to you properly and collaborate with you to obtain the best results for you and for everyone, leading to better communication and more love and loyalty between all of you in the future. And in this case, your death card in conjunction to these people will either result in one of two things. Either a death in this connection or a total end to this connection, so you want to be careful, or a huge transformation in how you deal with each other. It all depends on whether you win or lose. And the win and lose is not here speaking of momentary, because they are opposite to each other. The person who wins momentarily loses forever, and the person who loses the battle wins the war. And remember, this is the Mahabharata war, speaking of symbology. And my dear pal number one, this is exactly the guidance that I see for you when it comes to going through that time. Any form of relationships that you have, near or far, that is important to you, take it with a lot of patience. You will be put in a high plateau, like regarded as wise, regarded as someone who is authoritative, or rather someone who knows what. You'll be respected, is what I'm trying to say. You'll be respected and listened to. So yeah, take energy calmly. And balance here does not mean, let someone win over you, and it doesn't mean you, bringing things to the extreme. It just means keep your cool and deal with it from the mind. And my dear pile number one, this is exactly what I see for you. You're going to, you have a chance of, with the Sun card, being on top when it comes to your connections. And this will help you in setting boundaries, but in a more respectful way, as everyone else has their emotions, shaky. And being on top here does not mean you bossing other people around, being better than them. That's not what I mean at all. It means that you are in a position to apply what is right for you and for everyone. At an advantage is what I want to say. At an advantage of doing things right. Because since you're balanced, you want to take balanced action. It's not anymore about winning or losing. It's about the benefit of you and everyone. And so, my dear pile number 1, this is exactly what I see as your guidance on what to do during your Venus retrograde. I truly hope you've enjoyed this reading. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the Sodalite in the shape of a pyramid. And today we're taking a look at the Venus retrograde that is happening in Leo between the 22nd of July up until September the 3rd. A long time. And so, yeah, let's see how that affects your life, your relationships specifically as well. And what guidance do you have in order to tread through this time in a great way? Okay, so I'm going to be first picking up one card from each of these decks. I think you have 2 cards from this deck. And then we'll be picking one card from this deck. And finally, we'll be picking one card from this one. Okay. Let's see what you have. You have expansion. This is the throat chakra. And you have creation, and this is the crown chakra. Right? So you have I think it's Kai-Yi, right? If I'm pronouncing this right. Please correct me down in the description box if I'm mistaken. So I think her name is pronounced Kai-Yi's disgrace. And that is a little bit of a sad story. We'll get into it right now. But I want to see first the direction of your cards. And you have transform. Okay. Let's now take a look at your tarot cards. So, you have the 2 of Wands. The Justice card. You know, it is in Leo after all. And maybe some things will be said that some people will regret, or maybe a bit harsh. Okay, let's keep it here. You have the Justice card. The 8 of Pentacles. The 3 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. The 10 of Wands. The Death card. Again, major transformations here, just like pile number 1. Okay, and I also feel this one. That's why I stopped. You have the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. This came also in pile number 1. So what you have here, the 8 of Swords, right? So I would say if you were drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it in that case. But yeah, other than that, let's now explore what your reading is trying to show us here. 6 of Cups. This could be discussing communication between you and people you've known for a very long time, since maybe even childhood. This could mean communication with your children or communication with your parents. And you also have communication with colleagues or people at work and friends. All sorts of connections here. All right. First of all, I think there is behind your back some sort of gossip happening, especially with the throat chakra and creation. Someone may be making up lies about you behind your back due to jealousy. And I think it's jealousy. The reason I said jealousy is because you have Kaikei depicted in your reading, one of the epic stories. Kaikei is, if you know, was the reason that Rama was exiled. The infamous story of Rama being exiled for 14 years. She used one of her boons to do that. So she's the second wife of the king Dasharata, and she had a nurse. I think it's the nurse who brought her up, right? Who poisoned her mind, comparing between her and the first wife and telling her that she had to gain more importance because the first house, was the main queen, and she fueled her up and her mind until she got her extremely jealous. And again, when the first wife, her son Rama, the one who got exiled, got married, she was first very happy, by the way, when they got married, and then later on, again, with the nurse speaking to her and telling her, oh, well, her child is going to be more important than your child. I think her son was called Bharat, yes. So Rama is going to be considered more important than Bharat. And so, again, she got really jealous. And she got, of course, Rama. She had two boons, by the way. One of them, I can't remember what she used the first one for. Oh, yes. She used the first one to get her son, Bharat, crowned as king, right? So she really loves her son. And then the second boon she used to exile Rama. Now, with this situation, she caused some trouble and she ripped the whole family apart. She caused, if I remember correctly, the king Dasharata to die even. It's like, and Rama, his son, to exile. It's like she tore everything apart. And even her own son that she loved so much felt disgraced. And I think he cursed her so that no one would ever have her name. He felt so bad about what happened, so ashamed of her. So this tells me that someone's fueling here a lot of talk during that Venus retrograde behind your back. There's a lot of jealousy going on, but this time with Kaikei's disgrace, things are gonna go out of hand. If they were talking before behind your back and it used to, pass, this time it's not gonna pass. It's quite interesting because I thought you are gonna obviously get guidance here, but even though this is Mercury retrograde, there is great news first. There's guidance on how to handle that, and then there's guidance on how to deal with people or in your life in general. But look, this situation is going to transform for you. So there's good news here. But it's not going to start off with good news, by the way. Things are going to fire up first. So you may be hearing of exaggerated talk behind your back of things that, I think you're going to think, oh my God, this is genuinely getting out of hand. What the hell is this? What crazy talk is this? And how can someone create ideas about you to this extent? I think they're going very far here due to jealousy, intimidation by you, being threatened by you. And I think it started off initially with someone poisoning this person's mind, pushing them to make to do this and to talk behind your back. They're also making other people more prejudice, right? As they talk and form a community here behind your back, all fueled by intimidation and fear. And yeah, someone at the very root of this started this whole thing, and they've slowly but surely created this whole community of people forming their mind about you in an unfair way. And so now, where their gossip and creation, making things up behind your back used to be manageable, this time, I think it's going out of hand. And because it's going out of hand, it's going to transform this whole situation. It's coming to your advantage. So this is the whole group experiencing a lot of change within this situation. You being the one to first feel the pain of having to listen to this recently, but then you're going to be the one who gets the most benefit out of this whole situation. I think there's going to be some exposing going on. Unfortunately, these people with the Six of Cups are people who may be family, who may be close friends, something of that sort, close colleagues, something like that. And look at this Two of Wands. They've just found out about something with the map here, and now they're reflecting, imagining the situation, thinking about what to do. It's the Two of Wands. They're in their thinking and planning phase. Someone is asking for help here. Perhaps you're being guided to seek someone's assistance to transform the situation. Let's see. But certainly with the two flames here, they're going to be exposed. You have light here as well. Exposed. And you will be getting your justice during that Venus retrograde. How interesting. So how are you advised to go through this? Interestingly enough, do you see here you have Three of Cups, people coming together, enjoying their time. You have the Eight of Pentacles. I can't lie to you. I kind of feel like you may be feeling stuck or alone because you're not part of this interaction. So you're being guided here not to fret it, to focus on doing you, whether this is your work or doing the important things on your life. Focus on you. Don't put much attention to this gathering that's going on and the talking and the gossiping. Focus on you. Don't give them this attention. So that's the first advice. Six of Pentacles. Is this advising you to seek someone's help? After all, it is a card of help as well. I think it is. So what is this card telling pile number two? What is this card guiding pile number two to do exactly? Who is this person, and what should pile number two do exactly in this situation? Please. How interesting. Okay, I don't want to spoil your card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a box here, explore this card, and then bring everything back the same way. All right, so let's explore what the advice or the guidance of the Six of Pentacles is telling you here. We have 6 cards. So you have the Two of Swords, the Hermit. You go solo, obviously. You always choose to go solo. I'm not surprised because obviously they are a bit nasty here. You have the Temperance card. And you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. So what's your advice here with the Eight of Pentacles, with the Six, sorry, of Pentacles? I think this card is saying no. This is not about you asking for help. This is about going solo. That's why I have the Eight of Pentacles, you know, focus on you. This is rather saying that help will come to you. Someone with authority will be coming to you with assistance, offering their help. And they're not going to be helping you, they're not going to be helping you to your face. They will be helping you behind your back as they see you focused, you know, being focused on your own life. How everyone's scrutinizing you and lying with the Seven of Swords, making up lies. I think this person will see through these lies. They're not adding up. Like, remember when we said the creation or the make-up is exaggerated. It doesn't even make sense anymore. So you will see someone with an authoritative figure going, what is that? This does not make any sense, and you have been super unfair to this person. This is someone who has some sort of authority, who will stand up for you and will expose the lies, because we did have expose in the beginning. Will expose what is not seen, and will highlight the fact that you've always been, you know, in your own lane. You didn't get yourself involved ever in that type of gossip. You're someone who seems to be in their own lane, and that people have been scrutinizing you over and over. It's almost like they've eaten your flesh talking about you. So yeah, someone here with authority is going to expose these people. So this is not guidance. This is letting you know that although you feel outcasted, don't fret is the advice. Because this whole situation is going to change for you in a way you wouldn't really imagine. This is genuinely ending. Because the Ten of Wands, again, it shows you're carrying heaviness in your heart. And again, treading solo. Feeling that maybe you will never get your rights back. But this is happening right now, during that time. Someone is exposing them. How about we take a look as this person exposes them? You're not seeing this coming as this person is exposing them. So your only guidance here is to focus and keep doing you in your own lane, right? Don't get yourself fueled up as you hear these things. Now, the question again, when this person exposes them, what will happen, right? What will happen exactly when this person exposes them for you? And also another question I want to ask for you is, who is this person? What I can see is someone of authority for sure. Someone who's insulated from being maybe talked about. They're in a position where they can't talk about them or something. So what will happen when this person exposes their lies? Oh, okay. Very interesting reading. 1, 2, 3. So a lot of drama here going on. And you're really being asked to just focus. Don't get involved. And don't get involved and don't get yourself fired up by this energy. Don't feel like you're outcasted. Forget about this whole thing. Ooh, look at that. That's going to be a big blow for them with the 5 of Pentacles. Big blow for them. And also with the 5 of Pentacles, it's lack. Yeah, you know, it's like lack means exposed. They're going to feel exposed. And that's going to be a big blow to them. You have the 9 of Cups. You have the 7 of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups. How about we put one here and one here? Ooh la la, you have the 9 of Wands. They're up against a strong, didn't I tell you? This is someone who is strong here. They're up against a very strong force. Someone of authority calling them off. So if these are your colleagues, this is like the CEO or a manager or something. And it's certainly a big blow here. And you have the Queen of Wands. This is going to result in you getting great reputation. It's a beautiful new start with the Ace of Cups for you. A new, beautiful, emotional start where you're going to start regaining back your reputation, my dear pile number 2. And look at that, with the 9 of Cups. This is you gaining finally independence from this bad energy forever. I don't think moving forward with this 9 of Wands, anyone will be able to taint your image in the way that it used to. And you're feeling very happy with the 9 of Cups. You're feeling like you've built a world and you're living in a world that you're very proud of. I think this is like raising your reputation, showing the beautiful things about you. It also exposing how far you've gone in life or the amazing things that you've done for yourself. This is like, highlighting who you really are. And 7 of Pentacles showing regrowth in once more in building your reputation and who you are, and people seeing you in a very different and unique light, my dear pile number 2. I wasn't expecting this at all in today's reading because, you know, Venus retrograde in Leo, I thought big egos, that's happening. But things are in Venus retrograde are coming to your advantage. And it may feel a little bit bad in the very beginning where you hear about this fire up. Don't worry, this whole situation is transforming for you and for you in a very big way. I think also, speaking of the person who's the source of this whole gossip land, is going to be exposed. And this person is going to be the person who's going to be hit the most with this energy. So this is no small Venus retrograde happening during that time of the year. This is big energy. Being in Leo, I'm not even surprised anymore. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see is happening for you. Your guidance is to keep focusing on you and don't get emotions get to you. That's exactly what I see. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Oh, I forgot to tell you the most important thing. This person is going to feel like they are a disgrace, or the community, as they are exposed, they're going to feel like they are a disgrace. I can't believe I forgot to tell you about this part. I just noticed it as I was clearing out your table. All right, I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the Amazonite in the shape of a heart. And today we're taking a look at Venus in retrograde in Leo, which is between the 22nd of July up until September the 3rd. Long time. So let's see how this is affecting your life, your relationships specifically as well. And what is your guidance in dealing with this energy to grow and to go through it smoothly as best as you can. Right, so we're going to be taking one card from each of these oracle cards. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, these are actually 2 cards. All right. So let's see what they are. You have self-worth. This is the sacral chakra, and you see there's a highlight on taking your position here. How interesting. Okay. You also have Yama's justice. Interesting. Okay, and you have listen. As well as protect your boundaries. Ooh, this is going to be a really cool reading. I'm sure this is going to be a reading full of wisdom here for you. All right, let's first take a look at your tarot cards. Let's pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How about that? Let's see what they are. So you have the Shining Waters. This is the Knight of Cups. You have the Necromancer. This is the Moon card. You have the Magus. This is the Magician. Look at that. 2 major arcana. It looks like this is a major event going on here, by the way, that will lead you to great self-growth. This is a major time for your self-growth here. You see balance going on. I think you actually came here to adjust a certain karma and like grow spiritually, because within this Moon card you have the god, the ancient Egyptian god Anubis, holding the scales of the heart and the feather. The god Anubis is the god of the whole way between this world and the other world, and I believe you're going to be healing a lot of things in your heart, and healing perhaps your self-worth or healing your confidence with regards to a certain area, and you're going to find your power with the Magician here. This is a major deal going on here. So this is actually a very significant time of your life. My dear pile number 3, you have the Outlaw. This is the Hangman, another major arcana, and I feel like your being, who you are, is really going to shift because of this energy. And this is why it says listen. This is the time to truly listen to what's going on in the outside, so that it helps you understand what's going on the inside. That's what I see with listen. Like, listen. If you can't really figure out all the time what's going on internally, take a look at the outside and see what it's telling you, and it's really going to be helping you. Or maybe take the outside as feedback to improve. You have the Healer. That's the Star card. Do you see that? 4 major arcana right next to each other. What are the odds? Okay, so this time is offering, with the Knight of Cups, some great healing to something major. Great healing, again, to something major, and it's going to shift who you are as a person. So yeah, look forward to this time. You have the Memory Keeper. This is the 6 of Cups. I believe this is healing inner child greatly. I think you came here to heal this energy. The Memory Keeper, it could also be from past times, not just, this is ancestral DNA, healing ancestral DNA, healing inner child wounds, and healing past energies. Archangel Commander, this is the King of Swords, Angel of Storms and Battles. And finally, you have the Angel. This is the Temperance card, a divine higher genius. And we have the god Janus here, looking at the past and the future. And I do see with this card that you're going to balance some major energy going on here, transforming who you are. So going into this reading, I thought we were going to take a look at your dealings with other people, and you are the only pile that doesn't have this energy like super present. I do see an element of it with Yama's justice. I'll get to it in a second. But mainly, This Venus retrograde is helping you grow inside out, inside out, and it's going to help, it's going to appear on the outside in how you connect with other people. Moving on from that time. Because as you can see, during that time, there is potent energy and emphasis on healing you and finding your confidence. Healing self-worth and confidence. And speaking of the soul and the growth of the soul, we have Yama here, who's the god of death. With Yama, there is Chitragupta, who keeps record of all the actions of living beings on earth. And so Yama, with the help of Chitragupta, they decide the ideal justice for each soul. And so some souls, they go to Naraka, which is like the equivalent of hell, but it's not like fire and burning hell. In Naraka, there is reformation of the soul. And so where the souls repent, they purge themselves from their sins, they grow, they, understand spiritual growth. And so this is obviously a time of great transformation for everyone, as I'm seeing here in your reading, but specifically for you. This is a time where you are going to heal from great energies. So yeah, make use of this energy, my dear pile number 3, because Venus in retrograde for you is going to help expedite a long journey, a journey that could have taken years upon years, in a matter of couple of months here, as you overcome what you've come here to do. Focus on that time is your guidance, because it is a time like the Naraka. And remember, Naraka is not a time of hell. It's a time where you get to reflect. Remember, we said there's reflection on the outside world. Listen, look at what the outside world is telling you, because it's going to help you internally. Like, take steps to change, and you will instantly get a lot of powerful and to the point information during that time that will help you expedite this process and transform and heal, my dear pile number 3. You are going to find yourself at the end of this journey, these 3 months, you would have transformed your karma, and learned how to set strong boundaries and become a very confident person. You will heal your self-worth manner, especially with the sacral chakra. You will enjoy being in your own skin. You will enjoy who you have become. You're going to become you unapologetically. There's a lot of power here to your soul. And you enjoying being who you are. So with the 2 faces here of Janus, I really see that who you were in the past is going to become one person, and who you're going to be is going to be a totally different person. And so with the Knight of Cups, like I showed you, there is an emphasis here, and that's why it says, listen, this is a time that will offer you the gift of transforming your karma and transcending in a short span of time. Major deal going on here. Major, like, consider it a major healing sale, getting something major at a small price. And the price here is to use this time rationally by analyzing what's going on. Why, like, ask yourself questions and listen to the feedback. Like, as you listen to the feedback, so why did I act this way? What is it saying about how I feel? Communicate to yourself rationally, and this way you'll learn a lot about why you do the things that you do, why others do the things that you do, and do it with passion, with play, with creativity. You will find, as you reflect during that time, you will get a lot of answers, a lot of valuable answers that will arise and help you grow, my dear pile number 3. It's a time to listen in order to grow, just like Naraka. You will come out of this with protect your boundaries, a very strong person. So how can you reach this power that we are seeing here? That's going to happen in a short span of time. I actually do see the answer here for you. As you listen, as you get the feedback, you make new decisions, right? We said this is feedback. You make new decisions about how you want to act. This is valuable information. If you do not use it, it will go in vain. And so why am I saying that? You have here in the outlaw, we have the Latin words do ut des, which means I give in order that you may give, or I give so you may give. It's used in contracts where one party gives something so that the other party would give something back, right? So, and also here you have coram Deo, which means in the presence of God. This is like a promise, right? So this is saying when you get the feedback, make promises to yourself to never break out of character, to never break out of when I say out of character, I mean the new power that you're radiating, for example, or to never break the promises that you give yourself no matter what. Be it out of being tired or lazy or you don't feel like it or just this time, all of that. If you have feedback, that's valuable feedback. And even if you don't do it right, it's going to give you more feedback. It's a step forward. And so here, the best way to make use of this time, to expedite your growth and to become this powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with, to heal what you came here to do, is to keep the promises that you give to yourself. And in fact, actually, another aspect that I'm seeing in the presence of God's Coram Deo, I really see that there's higher power in angels. You have Archangel Commander here. And so I see that there is strong energetic powers, like you have gods, you have angels, you have your maybe ancestors or spirit guides. You have strong presence around you that is going to help you make it by providing you with information, guiding you, helping you with the energy around you in your aura. You're being helped in so many ways that you cannot see it. And this is why this is a great time like no other to transform in your life. And so whatever you observe with a necromancer and the magus, you are someone who is highly spiritual, powerful being. You are someone with high intuition. You're able to pick up signs very well from the universe. You're able to listen. You're able to understand what this feedback is telling you, especially, by the way, during that time. You'll be provided with a lot of information that is going to be so useful for you. And to respect that for yourself before anything. It is to keep this promise, to make that closure, to make that healing. Keep this promise for yourself. And if you do keep these promises, sometimes you may forget. If you remember, you bring it back. You start applying it. You will see that in a short span of time, you will be healing so many big energies that take a lifetime or maybe even lifetimes to achieve. And so here in this lifetime, in this time, you're making this transformation of who you're supposed to become, my dear pile number 3. Such a powerful reading here. So, show resilience, become your best ally at the moment, become your own best friend, your best ally in taking yourself out of this energy and to get up and fight against it, to create these opportunities for yourself, to take that opportunity for yourself and be able to do better things for yourself and to receive many things that are in store for you. My dear pile number 3. This was absolutely channeled. This is what I felt and this is what I said. Perhaps it was important guidance meant to reach you, but really be your own ally at the moment and don't let go of this energy. Make the best use. Who knows what other time or what other lifetime you'd be getting such strong energy helping you heal such, strong waves here. It reminds me of like energy of trauma, energy of tumultuous times from this time and past lives. It is a great time, a precious time to lose, my dear pile number 3, and you don't want to lose it. It's there for you. Make use of it. Keep your promises to yourself, because one little action that you take during that time will have a huge effect on your advancement and your growth, my dear pile number 3. And if you're wondering, where will I get this information? You will find your way. It will be sent to you. And you are a great psychic person. I'm not talking to someone here in this pile who isn't highly spiritual. I believe it like no other. Highly spiritual person, and you know it. You probably are nodding. You know what I'm talking about here. So you will be guided, and congratulations, my dear pile number 3. You are coming out of some great karma, transforming something important that you came here to do in terms of your spiritual growth. My dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see as your guidance in your reading during this specific Venus retrograde. I've seen the 3 piles. They're amazing. To be honest with you, I think this pile has big energy. Please make use of it, my dear pile number 3. And I truly hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!